What would it take to restore your faith in humanity? Maybe it's seeing someone pay it forward to a person they've never met. Or seeing signs of generosity in places you thought were only interested in making money. Maybe it's seeing someone else who understands that it's not always about winning. Sometimes it's just about helping someone else cross the finish line. Maybe it's something as simple as a smile, or a gift for someone in need, or an apology, and the relief that comes from it. Maybe it's seeing someone reach out across divisions, across cultures to find new friends. Maybe it's finding other people that realize just how silly the world can be sometimes. Sometimes it helps to remember that there are good people out there. People whose instinct it is to protect the weak and the helpless, to be brave. People who don't hesitate to help a stranger even if it's an inconvenience, or dangerous, or requires a bit of undressing in the process. It helps to remember that this instinct spans generations, that young people can act kindly without being told to, and that old people will sometimes give their lives in order to spare the young. Sometimes it just helps to remember that there is good in this world. Real, honest good. You see an empty box, but she sees an impenetrable fortress where she can become invisible and defend the world against the onslaught of human feet. You see a toilet seat that's been left up by the last disgusting man that used it. But he sees a magical self-replenishing fountain of a cool, low-calorie and ever so slightly butt-scented refreshment. Yeah, you see a nasty puddle that'll ruin your brand new suede Dockers. But he sees an amazing bath with lavender oil and bubbles and rubber ducks and a little tray so you don't lose the soap, which always seems to make it into that awkward space between your legs. You see some IKEA drapes you hung to make sure your neighbors wouldn't see you walk around the house naked. But they see the coolest jungle gym in the world, perfectly designed for their little claws, with the fire pole that you're kind of afraid of but you try anyway, and the tire swing and the spinny thing that makes you want to puke. You see a roll down window that makes the car a little too breezy when you start to drive fast. But to her it's the coolest theme park ever, and she's on a ride called Chase the Cars at Superdog Speed, and finally, instead of having to stick her tongue out to cool down, the cool air comes to her. You see a bunch of crap ready to be taken away to who knows where as long as it's not here. He sees Thanksgiving and Passover dinner wrapped up into little individual serving-sized portions that have had just the right amount of time to let the flavors mingle and simmer. You see something you can't park in front of even if you just want to jump in and get a cup of coffee. But he sees the most glorious urinal ever erected on the face of this earth, the perfect height for maximum coverage, and who needs a urinal mint when you love the smell of pee? You see a cheap toy you picked up in line while buying clumping cat litter with the hopes that you wouldn't have to clean as often. But she sees a creature that's taunting and brave and challenges the limits of her natural dexterity, patience, and imagination. Until it breaks. Then it sucks. You see the most incredible invention that our generation has lived to see. She sees a totally useless object that makes you very boring to be with, but happens to be super warm on her belly. You see a vacuum cleaner that's missing the only attachment you really need. But she sees the very horns of Satan sprouting from beneath a roaring tentacle that even H.P. Lovecraft couldn't have conjured up in an apocalyptic nightmare. You see something that you don't really want to see. He sees a portal of the best moments in life, the moment when you catch the scent of your first girlfriend's perfume or your grandmother's apple pie. A rose garden of memories and possibility, which happened to be in a dog's ass. It's all about perspective.